Hey, it's Ryan with QLZ. We are back in the QLZ Green Room today. We are talking with Royale Lynn. She is currently spinning out our new music show with the song 6 Feet Deep. We've had some technical issues, but we're here.
We've made it. I'm so
We
excited.
made it. We've been chatting about technical stuff and talking about Vegas. I have a question for you. Are you a game night kind of person? So I always look at socials before I dive into any band. Apparently, Uno, there's a rather intense version of Uno that is out there right now where you can really screw somebody over. So are you a game night kind of person? Do you have a favorite game night, a game to take part in?
I love game night. And
Okay.
actually one of my favorite games is Uno.
Okay.
Uh, I'm realizing now that a lot of people play with a lot of different rules. And I think although a lot of fun, the way that I grew up was like no mercy.
Okay.
So, plus twos on plus twos on plus twos. So anyways, I'm learning that other people don't live that way. So I found a new game, which is the one that you're referring to, that is like has a plus 10, which I thought
Okay.
was really interesting, and I definitely want to play.
So you're a little bit more hardcore when it comes to this stuff. It's a little bit more intense
Yes.
when you're playing.
Yes, very competitive. It's yeah, just, one of the things. I think it's fun.
Awesome. No, there's the good meme out there where it's like you've got the two choices where you can either take something that you really don't want to do, or it's like take like the plus 25 and Uno. I don't know if you know what meme I'm talking about, but I saw that and yeah, it's out there. So I need to pick up a pack of Uno cards as well. So
And now you
uh
can write on your own cards that say, like, you can make your own rule,
really?
which I think that's so much fun. I think it's in all the new packs if I'm
Okay.
just out here supporting Uno.
There you go. I know. Do you still have friends after all this? I mean, are they still want to hang out?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Few people we can't play anymore, but we can still be friends, so that's nice.
So no, none of that and no Monopoly going on. Probably no Monopoly
No,
going
no
on.
Monopoly.
No.
Have you ever played, it's called Play Nine. We call it
Okay.
golf, which is super funny because it's kind of like a golf game inspired. Anyways, it's really fun too. So if you ever get the chance, it's called Play Nine.
Okay. I believe golf, I played it as a drinking game with cards.
Oh, maybe then. It's
Okay.
probably the same concept.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. If I see you out in Vegas, we'll have to discuss this and we'll save that
Yes.
conversation for there. But I know your new track right now is 6 Feet Deep. Like I said, we have it on New RQ, our new music show, and I always like to kind of get something from whoever we're speaking with about the song. What you want listeners to know about it. I leave it up to you whether you want to share, what inspired it, kind of how it came about. But what's just something you'd like, our audience to know and your fans to know about this track?
So 6 Feet Deep to me is a mental health song for well, myself. I wrote it
Mhm.
kind of as a healing um inspired track, and I really wanted to put out music last year that was super authentic to me. And I love speaking about mental health because I honestly just feel like it's not talked enough about enough in small towns and cities for that matter as well. So when I originally put this song out, I was like, I'm really going to get vulnerable about my mental health,
Mhm.
and to see how people have related to it, it's been so special.
Now, is it every once in a while, we've got bands on that are like, I've wrote the most personal song ever. You just said the outpouring has been great. Like, are you getting a lot of people that say, hey, this is now a positive thing for me, or it's become maybe a much bigger thing than what you thought it would have to start?
It's definitely become bigger than I
Okay.
ever thought. And I think that it goes back to the mental health language within it, is that there are people out there who relate to being an outcast in these small towns. Because I grew up in a very small town, and I can't say that I was always, the person that was out there being like, oh, mental health. Like when I was a kid, that it was a different thing, right? So when we wrote this song, I really wanted to encapsulate kind of the countryside, but also bring in metal
Mhm.
too, and bring people from both genres together, which is super cool. It shows like we're seeing, all kinds of kinds, and I love that. And I just, I want everyone to feel welcome at our
Yeah.
shows. And 6 Feet Deep was kind of the first dipping my toe into the water. Um, and just getting the feedback has been so special to me, and the meet and greets, and it's just been so amazing hearing everyone's stories.
And I love how riffy it is. That's the thing is I know we've
Thank
had some of
you.
this crossover stuff. People are like, what do you think about it? And I'm like, this is what I'm more into because like the guitars are pretty much heavy. Like there's not a whole lot of stopping in this one, which
Thank
makes me
you.
happy.
Thank you. I'm super excited that it's done what it's done. It's been truly a great journey with it.
Mhm. I know on Facebook you have that you're a metalhead who grew up in the country, and this isn't a question that I ask a whole lot of bands because I don't like asking the inspirations, because I think it's every band gets asked that, but you're a little bit different where you literally put on there you're a metalhead who grew up in the country. You grew up in a
Yeah.
small town. I grew up in a town of about 7,000 people. So
Oh,
what
so
are
you know.
yeah. So what are the bands, I guess, for you? Because I think it's more interesting to ask you this than a lot of other people, since you are this metalhead that, you said mental health wasn't a big thing. Who are those heavier bands that got you into music then?
So I felt like when I was kind of struggling with my mental health, even growing up and even now, like some of the bands that helped get me through were the bands that I was listening on my CD Walkman with my 45-minute drive to school on the school bus every day. It was those moments that have really shaped me as an artist. But A Day to Remember,
Awesome.
Avril Lavigne, even Ashley Simpson, like I was like kind of all over the map, and Breaking Benjamin. And there's so many bands,
Yeah.
like I don't want to leave anyone out, but there's so many that just influenced me. And I would make mixtape CDs that I
Yep.
could listen to on the way to school. And I just really feel like music saved me. And that's why I wanted to be so authentic in the songs that I was kind of putting out last year, and like testing the waters and being like, is there space for a country girl who loves metal
Yeah.
and who loves the metal scene? And I was like, I really just want to, put out something that's authentic, and it sounded like that. So it was really cool to be able to write that song.
Yeah. 45-minute drive to school.
Oh
On the
yeah,
bus,
one way
45
on the
minutes.
bus. Hmm.
My gosh.
Small town, small town.
I know you mentioned the Walkmans and the mix CDs and everything else. I always did those because whether it was going to play soccer or basketball or track, whatever it was like the Walkman was just such a. Did yours skip? Did it say it didn't skip, but it skipped anyway?
Yes, but do you remember when the batteries would run out and you'd be like halfway home and you're like, no.
I'm like, I got to listen to the next 25 minutes of this bus ride in
Yeah,
silence. Everybody else has headphones in. I have to sit here because I didn't bring any batteries and put them in my gym bag. This is terrible.
exactly. Or when your headphones would stop working and you'd have to like wrap it to see, and just the right wrap is
Yep.
what got you the music. It's so
Yep.
fun.
Yeah, the cord would come loose or whatever else. And it's like, I don't have duct tape on me right now either. I had a pair of headphones when I was DJing in Minnesota, and it was like, I like these headphones. They're so comfy, and they broke. And I was like, do we have duct tape in the studio? And we did. So I got like another like 4 months out of them because they were so comfy.
Oh,
And I
that's
didn't want
so
to get rid of
nice.
them. So yeah, so I know exactly what you're talking about. So I know some of the things you've been up to behind the scenes. I don't want to say anything in case you can't share stuff yet, but obviously 6 Feet Deep is out. You're getting a lot
Yes.
of momentum with this track. We're
Mhm.
very early here in 2024. So what can you tell us of what's upcoming, whether it comes to new music? Do you want to do an album, EP? Do you want to do singles? What's your plan for this year?
So we are working on new music. I have so many songs that I can't wait to share. And we have um, some special stuff coming up that I don't think people are going to expect. And I'm
Mm,
so excited. Obviously, we were kind of in the country lane too, and I just can't wait to share this new music with everyone.
awesome. Are you still going to do some country and some metal, or do you have an idea of where you want to go with it?
There's gonna be a definite crossover.
Okay.
Um, that's all I'll say for now, because
Okay.
I want you to hear it, and then
Okay. No, that's fine. No, that's all good. Do you want to get out on the road this year? Or are you able to share any
yes.
touring plans for this year?
Oh, I'm itching to get out on the road, even now. Our tour plans are full speed ahead.
Okay.
We will be touring a lot. Last year, I did a self-booked tour across America, and I plan to do that again. Now we have UTA with us,
Mhm.
which has been an incredible, incredible honor to be on their team as well. So, we are going to tour a ton this year, and I'm so
Awesome.
excited.
And I know you're on Epitaph now. So like you mentioned that, you had booked a tour yourself and you're doing, and you want to do that again. So what's it? I asked this question a couple of bands lately because a couple of people I've been talking to, like it's a lot of independent bands, but like they're grinding it. It's like they're playing a lot of shows and they're doing everything. So like for you, what was the grind like for you to get this music out, book your own tour and everything else? I'm sure you're doing social media and everything else. So kind of what does it speak to you when it comes to your grind for things in this industry?
So I moved to Nashville in, I think officially 2018 was when I spent my first full year here. And then I've been here ever since. I was doing anything I could to play shows. I was playing back then, 5 days a week, 4-hour gigs down here on Broadway, just honing in my craft and really learning what I could do with my voice, which is why I always say it's such a tool to like go down there and play to 0 people and learn how to entertain a crowd. So last year, I think it was 2021 at the time, and I was like, you know what? In 2022, I want to do a full-on tour with my band and just go out there and play some shows and headline. And obviously it was kind of 6 Feet was getting the momentum, which was great. And we had released a few songs other than 6 Feet last year as well. So I was like, I really want to get out on the road and play some shows. So we started grinding. We were gone from May all the way until October. And then we even played one last show in December, which was awesome. And we've gotten to do a lot of cool stuff. Like we were on the Luke Combs World Tour last year with Whiskey Jam. And we got to do a lot of opening slots too, but also we were headlining and seeing these crowds come out. And I do a free meet and greet at every show.
Okay.
It's a very special thing to me. I love meeting everyone and hearing their stories. Like I said, it's my favorite part about it all is just hearing their impact with the music. And I'm just like, this is wild. Like I used to be the kid on the bus with the Walkman and now we're doing this. And I feel like we're just kind of reaching people and talking about something that doesn't get talked about enough, which is mental health.
Awesome.
In a metal country way, which is crazy.
You found your own way to do it. And again, it's the biggest thing is finding your own way to do stuff. And I love the fact that you found this avenue and it's working out, which is cool. The success stories are always great to hear.
Well, thank you.
They really are.
Thank you. It's definitely, I heard a whole lot of no's before I heard any yeses. And I was like, I'm just going to keep on doing my thing. And that meant touring independently. And, now I'm so excited to see what we're going to do this year because last year was already so good. And I'm like, now we have, Epitaph with us and UTA and Fly South and my manager, Wayne. And I think that there's just the perfect team here now. And I've waited so long to say that and have that. So
awesome. And I'm sure you're going to keep grinding because now
absolutely.
now that you got it and you know what it takes. So
sleep when you're dead.
Yep, exactly. It's funny. The band I interviewed last week, that's literally the name of their new song. Band called
really? That's awesome.
Yep, Sleep When I'm Dead. Yep. And it's all about grinding and everything else. So it's been a really cool kind of pattern and kind of a theme of the last couple of people I've talked with about this grind and going. So it's been awesome to see. I love it.
Yeah, it's a cool grind. This is really funny, but I had like a fake booking agent last year and her name was Jess, but Jess was actually me and I booked all the shows. So the grind is real for those who do it. It's definitely real, but it's rewarding. And if you want to play shows bad enough, you'll go out and you'll do it. So
exactly. Find a way to get it done. Royal, I have a question for you. Ask every single person because it's fun. At least the first time I ever interviewed them, it used to be a blog post when I was living up in Wisconsin, asking about their favorite complete albums of all time from start to finish. Your no skip records. It used to be called Favorite Fives. It died as a blog post with me moving down here to Illinois, and it became just a question that I wasn't sure if I wanted to ask bands on the spot, and it's gone very well.
Right.
So your favorite no skip albums of all time, not to put more pressure on you for anything, but
no, I'm like going through, there's been a few that have just made like it reshaped how I listen to music, which was so cool. I really feel like it was a Day to Remember album because I remember spinning it like crazy. And it's Homesick.
Okay.
Yes, that was like my favorite album. I used to put it in, like I said, my CD Walkman and spin it over and over and over. And like the guitar riffs like pulled me in, the softer songs, the heavier songs. I think I'm gonna go with A Day to Remember Homesick because I feel like that was the most pivotal one for me. Snowboarding, I was like, I used to have we call it a toque or a hat. Anyways,
beanie for us here,
a beanie, yes, that had headphones in them.
Really?
So when I was snowboarding, I put the hat on and it had those in it, and I think that I feel like that was dangerous back in the day. But
that's an awesome invention, though. I wish I would have known about this. I would have worked out so many more times outside in a beanie, or it would have trained outside so much more in a beanie if I knew I could have had built-in headphones in it. That's awesome.
I grew up snowboarding, but I also one of like Avril Lavigne's records, like those records also impacted me because I was like, she's so cool and like she has this
Yeah.
cool sound. So like that, it's a hard choice, but I
Yeah.
do think I'm gonna go with Homesick by
That's
Dear.
fine. You can go with a couple. That's fine. I used
Okay.
to be, yeah. So it's all good. I don't ever, this is one of those questions I'm like, I can't tell you, you can only pick one. This is not
Yes.
my favorite complete albums of all time. It's yours. So,
Yeah.
again,
It's
so
hard to choose. It's
it
hard to
is, it's
choose.
somebody flipped it around on me last week and I was like, oh, thank God I've been asking this question for so long. I know mine off the top of my head. I'm like, this
Well,
is wonderful.
well, what's yours?
Lincoln Park Hybrid Theory,
Love it.
Meteora, the first two Lincoln Parks. When it comes to Seven Dust, probably Home, Cold Day Memory, and Seasons for
Love
Seven
it.
Dust. And then Slipknot self-titled debut record.
Love it. I
And
love it.
when it comes to newer stuff, probably Nothing More.
Okay.
When it comes to
Okay,
newer stuff,
cool.
Nothing More. The Spirits album. I know they've got another album on the way, but yeah, they're
Yes.
to be one there
Yes.
as well. So
Oh, I love that.
yeah,
Wonderful.
it's been a really fun conversation to have with a lot of people. It's been fun seeing people that are like, you can see the wheels, like when I started asking the question, you see the wheels turning and it's like, all right,
Yes.
they're already there, they're already thinking about this, so just shut up and let them talk. So it's always fun.
I know. I was like, oh my goodness, like it's hard to choose because I
Mhm.
feel like each album did something different for me,
Yeah,
But
exactly. So again, 6 Feet Deep track we got on right now. We'll see you out in Vegas. And then Royal, before I let you go, where can people follow you? Socials, website, they want to follow you to see when the new music's coming out, touring, all that good stuff. They want to buy merch. Where can they do that?
so you can find everything through Royal Lynn Music, and royallynnmusic.com has all of our merch, all of our tour scheduling. And I would just love to meet everybody who's listening. So I cannot wait to tour around the area so that I can meet y'all. And thank you so much for having me on. This has been so great chatting with you.
You too. I'm glad the technology stuff got out of the way. So
I
Royal Lynn,
know.
thank you so much.
So
We appreciate the time.
thank you so much. I hope you have a great day.